Welcome to Concept with Justin. Begin by picturing the front yard as a composed landscape with a clear vertical spine and a soft underlayer of plants. Visualize placing one or two modest trees as anchors, an espaliered apple along a low wall, a pleached hornbeam flanking the approach, or a multi-stemmed olive near the porch, their trunks rising like columns and their canopies sketching dappled shade over paving and beds. Imagine how those trunks and leaves throw shifting patterns of light across stone and lawn during the day. See how evening light silhouettes the branches against the house. The benefit is immediate and structural. Trees provide scale and focal points, create microclimates for understory planting, offer seasonal interest with blossom and fall color, and form a gracious frame for the home without the heaviness of full fences or walls. Under and around those vertical anchors, layer mid-height shrubs to build privacy and depth. Picture staggered groupings of evergreen hollies, viburnums, and camellias placed to screen a porch just enough to feel sheltered while leaving sight lines to key architectural features. Imagine the soft shadow these mid-layers cast and how they make the entry feel set back and private. The benefit of these mid-layers is dual. They soften the transition from public sidewalk to private threshold and give rhythm to the garden so it reads as a series of rooms rather than a scatter of plants. At ground level, envision a rich tapestry of perennials, seasonal bulbs, and ground covers weaving between paving and beds. Picture early bulbs, crocus and narcissi, erupting beneath deciduous shrubs each spring, later replaced by waves of salvias, nepeta, and rudbeckia for long season color, and finished by sedums and asters that keep the border lively into autumn. See ground covers like thyme, ajaga, or low geranium spreading between stones and softening edges. The benefit is continuous seasonal interest and ecological value. Layered planting sustains pollinators across months, reduces bare soil and erosion, and creates a softer, more inviting edge to the hardscape. Commit to repetition and rhythm to make the composition read as one calm, deliberate design. Imagine choosing 2 or 3 recurring species, perhaps a clipped box for evergreen punctuation, lavender for scent and form, and a feathery grass for movement, and repeating them in clusters or lines so the eye can move easily across the front garden. Then add punctuation with singular accents like a glazed pot, a sculptural stone, or a specimen shrub in an otherwise rhythmic alley. Picture how these recurrences look at different times: morning light catching a row of lavender, afternoon shadow softening evergreen shapes, and evening light making bronze foliage glow. The benefit is visual harmony. Repetition creates clarity and perceived scale, while accents provide interest so the design never becomes monotonous. Choose plants thoughtfully with purpose and scale in mind. Favors smaller cultivars and slow-growing forms for confined front yards. Dwarf magnolias, columnar pears, and compact hollies deliver tree presence without overwhelming space. Use pleached or espaliered forms to gain vertical interest while avoiding broad canopy spread. For evergreen structure, consider boxwood, dwarf yew, or ilex. For seasonal bloom, choose viburnum, pyrrhus, camellia, or early flowering cherries depending on climate. For fragrant edging, lavender, Santolina, or dwarf rosemary perform well. Include pollinator-friendly species like Nepeta, salvias, and echinacea to support biodiversity. Visualize mixing foliage tones, silvery artemisia next to dark-leaved heuchera, chartreuse berberis against deep hollies, for interest even when flowers are absent. The benefit is richness without clutter. Purposeful plant choices provide continual interest and ecological value. Hardscape and material choices shape microclimate and mood, so imagine them carefully. Replace large expanses of dark paving with lighter stone, gravel, or permeable pavers that reflect rather than absorb heat. Use reclaimed timber planters for warmth or bluestone steps for a cool touch. Introduce texture with gravel paths edged by time or moss between stones to keep surfaces soft and cool underfoot. Choose outdoor textiles that breathe and dry easily. Select UV-resistant, quick-dry cushion fabrics for seating. The benefit is comfort and durability. Appropriate materials make the space pleasant to inhabit and reduce maintenance issues over time. Lighting extends the oasis into evening and shapes atmosphere. Picture warm-toned uplights for specimen trees that create dramatic silhouettes at night, subtle path lights to guide visitors safely, and small embed spotlights to highlight seasonal blooms. String lights under a porch or along a pergola create cozy pockets of glow without heavy glare. Use timers or photocells to automate lighting and avoid unnecessary electricity use. Keep light levels gentle to maintain a restful nighttime environment and to be wildlife friendly. The benefit is extended usability and mood. Well-designed lighting makes the front yard feel welcoming at dusk and into the evening. Practical tips will save time and avoid common failures. Use good quality, compost-rich soil for beds and containers. Amend heavy soils with coarse sand or grit where drainage is an issue. Elevate pots on feet or bricks to improve drainage and airflow. Group containers by water need and place them on separate irrigation valves if possible. Stake trees initially to prevent wind rock but remove ties after establishment to avoid girdling. Mulch beds to 50 to 75 mm depth away from trunk collars. Replenish annually to maintain moisture and suppress weeds. The benefit is establishment success and reduced replacement costs. A little attention upfront prevents many common problems later. Avoid common pitfalls that reduce the impact of a front yard oasis. Don't cram too many species into a small area. Less deliberate repetition often reads cleaner and more elegant than chaotic variety. Don't plant large trees too close to foundations or surfaces. Anticipate mature spread and leave room for growth and root development. Avoid over-reliance on annuals for instant color and structural beds. Combine perennials and shrubs for continuity. Don't use an excessive number of disparate pot colors or materials. A restrained palette reads as calm and refined. The benefit of restraint is longevity. Thoughtful restraint reduces future maintenance and redesign needs. Cultivate wildlife and biodiversity as a central value. Plant a sequence of nectar and pollen sources so bees and butterflies find food from early spring to late autumn. Spring crocus and willows, summer lavender and salvias, autumn asters and sedum. Provide water in shallow dishes with perches, and leave small refuges, a stone pile or log tucked behind planting, for beneficial insects and amphibians. Avoid broad-spectrum pesticides and opt for manual removal or targeted biological controls when problems arise. The benefit is a lively, functioning ecosystem. More pollinators and natural predators mean healthier plants and an animated garden. Phasing your project makes the oasis achievable. Start with the structure, trees, major shrubs, and primary paths. Next season add mid-layer shrubs and repeated plant groups. The following spring plant bulbs and perennials. And finally place containers and small seasonal accents. Use pots to create immediate impact while beds establish. This staged approach spreads cost and allows you to see how microclimates evolve before finalizing every detail. The benefit is practicality. Phased work reduces upfront expense and allows adjustments informed by observation. Design details bring personality and human scale that make the garden feel lived in. A pair of matching glazed pots flanking the door offer seasonal flexibility and immediate focal points. A small bench tucked into planting invites pausing. A low stone wall can double as extra seating and a planting edge. Add a house number plaque nestled in planting or a seasonal wreath to the door as finishing touches. The benefit is warmth and invitation. Human-scale gestures convert a well-planned landscape into a welcoming home. Maintenance rhythms that are small and regular keep the oasis delightful rather than daunting. Commit to a weekly 30 to 60-minute tidy-up for deadheading, sweeping, and quick checks of irrigation. Reserve a couple of longer seasonal days for pruning, dividing perennials, and replenishing mulch. Keep a compact toolkit accessible and a short plant list with watering and feeding notes, so care remains simple. The benefit is manageability. Small, steady attention prevents piles of work and keeps the space perpetually inviting. Finally, imagine the emotional payoff. Picture arriving home in evening light. Leaves whisper, a faint scent of lavender fills the air, a low fountain hums softly, and a bench offers a moment of rest. Think of handing a neighbor a small posy you've clipped from the front bed, or pausing on the stoop with a cup of tea while the garden breathes around you. These small sensory and social moments are the true returns on the investment of design and care. Thank you for spending time with us today on Concept with Justin. If you found these ideas inspiring, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with friends who love landscaping and design. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest content. Your support means the world to us. Until next time, happy designing, and thank you for watching.